The humanitarian crisis is unfolding along Afghanistan's west border as tens of thousands of Afghans are returning from Iran ahead of a 6th of July deadline that requires undocumented migrants to leave the country. The order issued by Tehran in late May affects up to 4 million Afghans, part of the 6 million Iran says are living within its borders. Since mid-June, border crossings have surged, with a record 43,000 people crossing into Afghanistan at Islam Kala on July the 1st alone, according to the UN Refugee Agency. More than 250,000 Afghans returned from Iran in the month of June, many of them entire families. Let's listen in to some of the refugees who have been returning home from the border.
به کل اطراف خارجی برادرای افغانستان ما میکنه، حتی کشورهای دیگه نمیکنه. درست میگه من همسایه افغانستانم، ما جمهوری اسلامی، اصلا او اسلام نیه. اگر اسلام بدیم مسلمانی بدیم، ولی این رفتار به مسلمان نمیکنه.
ما دیگه تا زنده باشیم ایران نشان برمیگردیم تا زمانی که همین تامین امنیت باشه، همین قانون باشه، همین نظم باشه. ما نوکر وطن خود، ما خاک وطن خود سجده میکنیم. هر که به وطن خوبی خوریم با خدا وطن ما گدایی کنیم وطن.
Well, UNICEF warns this has become an emergency in a nation already struggling with mass displacement. Nearly 1.4 million Afghans have returned from Iran and Pakistan this year, and a quarter of them are children. This is what the UNICEF representative to Afghanistan had to say.
What we see lately is that massive returnees coming in from Iran, both in Islam Kala, but also in Nimroz. And really, this is a huge number that we've not had before. This week, when I was there over the last few days, we begin to see on the average more than 20,000 returnees every day. Even we had a peak that was close to 30,000 on the 20th. What is concerning is that 25% of all these returns are children, meaning children that are vulnerable, meaning children that need care and support, because the demographics have shifted. You're seeing families coming in one block. But beyond that, and in the middle of all of these, are children who are unaccompanied and who are separated, meaning their vulnerability is even more higher than any other child.
Well, Dr. Nwandi, thank you ever so much for staying with us. What's the significance of potentially 4 million people returning back to Afghanistan, having to leave Iran, and what potentially could be the outcome for those families with young children who may have nowhere to go on such a vast scale?
I think, in the first contact, I think it's the right of Iran to ask for the returns of the refugee or particularly the elements of the Afghan people back to the country. But of course, this will trigger a very muchly quite a significant elements in terms of humanitarian issues, because it will look into the displacements of some people, and more than, I think, 4 million of Afghan returning backs in a pack of the bigger form of representations of the people, will trigger a form of research of people, and this will actually destabilize a form of Afghans as well. If the current destabilizations of Afghanistan in terms of humanitarian package, particularly providing food, shelter, houses, educations, and all the basic necessities for those returning from the Iran. And the country of Afghanistan is still picking up. They are basically grappling with a form of poverty. They basically have some elements of unemployment and some shrinking external support from all the nations around the world. And this, of course, will bring much more difficulties in the socio-economic values of the Afghanistan. And I think this is the biggest concern on United Nations, actually United Nations, HCR, and United Nations other form of representations, the humanitarian aids, and of course the Office Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, to look into this matter seriously on how to have a stimulus package of humanitarian assistance to cushion the effect of these forced elements of returning back of Afghan people from Iran.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Nwandi. We're going to move away now from